Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for July 16th of 2025 is titled the Rosette Nebula from DECam. So what do we see here? Well, this is taken by the Dark Energy camera, and that is used on a large 4-meter telescope down in Chile. And it's there to look and help to study, as you might think, dark energy. But of course it looks at a number of other things too, and here we're looking at the Rosette Nebula, which is an example of an emission nebula. Now, an emission nebula occurs when gases are excited by the energy from stars, and specifically the ultraviolet light from very hot young stars, as we see the cluster at the center here. So this star cluster is down at the central region and is then hollowing out this. So it does a couple of different things. The energy from those stars pushes the material away, spreads it out, and is kind of making that hole at the center larger and larger, and will continue to do that as more stars form and as their energy pushes outward. Now, the ultraviolet light will also move out and will energize the gases left over around it. And those will glow, and we see the glowing color of those gases here in the reds and yellows and oranges that we see. Now, the Rosette Nebula is actually made up of two different objects. The cluster at the center is known as NGC 2244. The nebula itself is known as NGC 2237. So while there's one object in the Rosette Nebula, there's actually a cluster of stars as well as the gas. Now, they are all tied together, as I've already discussed. And star formation continues here. So those stars are not finished with the star formation. That's not the end of the star formation. It is ongoing. And as that material compresses outward, we can see some dark, dusty areas. And those are the densest areas where stars are still starting to form. So this cluster is not done forming yet. We can see it there. It's clearing out the nebula, but as it does that, it compresses more material and it continues to enhance the star formation. So more stars will continue to form here, and that hollowed out section at the center will continue to increase in size. Eventually, could we come back in a couple 100 million years, we would have just the star cluster left behind with the wisps of material, just a little bit of gases left around from the original star formation. So we're seeing a relatively early stage in star formation, some of the very earliest stages in those dark nebulae, and then a little more intermediate stage in the cluster itself, plus the nebula we see around it. So it's during that earliest stage of star formation that we actually get this kind of glowing that we see here in the Rosette Nebula today. So that was our picture of the day for July 16th of 2025. It was titled the Rosette Nebula from DECam. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.